Good evening, students. Today's question from 20 April 2019, shift to question this is, and this question is belongs to atomic structure and subtopic is hydrogen spectrum, energy calculation and radius calculation, radius of the nth orbit calculation. So now coming to the question, the energy associated with Bohr's orbit in the hydrogen atom is given by the expression En equal to minus 13.6 by n square electron volts. So energy they given, and the energy in electron volt associated with the orbit having radius 9r1. 9r1 is the first orbit radius. So this is the question. So now what they given first? Hydrogen atom they given, hydrogen atom. So based on this, what we can write? Hydrogen atom means atomic number is 1, we can write this one. And energy expressed, that is they given En equal to minus 13.6 by n square electron volt. This is the energy expression. And next one, they are asking the energy in electron volt. So they are asking energy, what are the units in electron volts associated with means that energy is associated with the orbit having. So that orbit having how much radius? That is the 9r1. That orbit, for example, nth orbit we don't know, that is the which orbit we don't know. So that's why Rn we are taken. So that radius of nth orbit, how much they given? 9 times of radius of first orbit. R1 they given radius of the first orbit. So radius of orbit is equal to 9 times of radius of first orbit they given. So based on this orbit, what is the energy of the orbit in electron volt they are asking. So energy formula also they given, that is the minus 13.6 into 6 by n square electron volts they given. So energy how to calculate? If you know the n value, we can calculate the energy of that orbit we can calculate. Now based on this radius we can calculate the n value. So already we know radius of nth orbit formula, that is the 0.529 into n square by z. This is the radius of the nth orbit formula. Now radius of the first orbit calculate. Radius of the first orbit means n value is 1. So substitute that 0.529 into n square means 1 square means 1 by z value, already this is the hydrogen atom, so that is the 1. So radius of first orbit how much? That is 0.529. Now radius of nth orbit how much they given? 9 times of r1. 9 times of, so rn equal to how much they given? 9 times of r1 equal to 0.529. 0.529 means we can write the radius of first orbit. So r1 into this is n square by z. Z means this is the hydrogen atom, that is the 1 only. So 9 times of r1 equal to r1 into n square by z, that is the 1. So now r1 cancel, then 9 equal to n square. Then n equal to how much? Square turn that side, then root over 9, that is the 3. So that is the n equal to what is the orbit number? That is the third orbit. So n value you know. Then what they are asking? Energy in electron volt associated with the orbit. So what is the orbit? That is the third orbit. So for the third orbit, what is the energy value they are asking? So energy formula also they are given. So what is the energy? That is the minus 13.6 by n square. So which orbit we are calculating? Third orbit. So the third orbit, how you are calculated? Based on the given information, that is radius of the orbit, that orbit is equal to 9 times of the radius of the first orbit. So that's why based on this we are calculated, that is the third orbit. So n value how much? That is the 3. So 3 square electron volts. So now minus 13.6 by 9 electron. 3 square means 9, that is the so minus, this is 9 times 9 once, 4 6 means 4 5 4 6, that is the 5, 9 5 is 45. So 1.5 electron volts. So energy of third orbit, what is the orbit number? That is the third orbit. So energy of the third orbit equal to what is how much value? That is the minus 1.5 electron volts. So this value only they are asking. So that is the option minus 1.5 electron volts. So this is the question which is given in the 20th April 2019 shift 2 question. So in this question what they are asking, energy formula they are given and radius also, radius of that orbit, which orbit we don't know, but that orbit radius they given the 9 times of radius of the first orbit they given. So already we know radius of nth orbit formula, radius of nth orbit equal to 0.529 into n square by z. So radius of nth orbit how much they given? 9 times of r1. So 0.529 that is the radius of the first orbit. So 0.529 place we are substituted the r1 into n square by z. Z means that is the atomic number of hydrogen atom, that is the 1. Then r1 cancel, then 9 equal to n square, then n equal to 3. So which orbit that is? That is the third orbit. So now they are asking third orbit energy value they are asking. So energy formula already they given, that is the energy equal to minus 13.6 by n square. So n place we are substituted the 3, then minus 13.6 by 9 electron volts, that is the minus 1.5 electron volts. So this is the question and answer. Thank you.